this is your Audi A3 point of sale unit. I've laid out all the components here which have to be assembled. You should have had a list of components and a kit as well. So the first thing that you've got to do is lay down your kit of components so you can see everything that you've got. And obviously fit all your cam and dowels to the references on the drawings that you've been given. Right then, so I'm going to go through the components to start with so you've got a good idea what they are. So if we have a look here to start with, we're going to start off with your back panel. Standard 4, Standard 1, top, Standard 5, Standard 2, Standard 3, a second Standard 5, Shelf 1, Shelf 2, your front infill panel and the base panel. Okay, these are all the parts that you require to assemble your point of sale unit. Okay, so the way I've laid these panels out is the order in which these have to be assembled. Okay, this will be so you don't get to a point where you've got to fit a shelf in somewhere or fit a standard in somewhere and you can't physically lock it in. Okay then, for the next part of your assembly process, parts you need are the back, Standard 4 and Standard 1. Okay, you should have all your cam and dowels fitted by this point, and we're going to fit Standard 4 to start with. So on Standard 4, you've got two dowels to the rear of the panel. Bear in mind it's been edge banded on both sides. The only thing that you've got to do, slot it into the two cam holes, get your Phillips screwdriver and rotate the cam lock. This will lock the standard in place. Okay, now for Standard 1, again, two cam locks to the rear of the panel, slot it into the back panel, rotate your cam locks round, and now you've got a back panel, Standard 1 and Standard 4 assembled. Okay then, moving on to stage 2 of the build of the Audi A3 unit. The next component we're going to fit is the top. So, the one thing to note with the top, it's got finished edges all the way around, so it's quite distinguishable. Okay, once again you've got two cam locks to the rear edge and two cam locks to either end. Okay, this component, instead of just slotting down, it's got a slot in from the end. So we'll slot one end in, lock off a couple of cam locks, slot the other end in, and lock off the cam locks. Okay then, once all 6 cam locks are locked in place, you've now got the skeletal frame of the Audi A3 unit. So then we'll move on now to the internals. Okay then, the next component to be fitted is Standard 5. The one thing to note on this particular component is it's just got dowels, wooden dowels sticking out the ends, which you should already have fitted. Okay, these dowels now go into the centre holes of your top panel. It's simply a case of casing it in place. Once it's done like this, you're quite alright to move on to your next stage. Okay then, on to the next stage. The next component we have to fit is Shelf 2. Okay, very critical that you do this in this order. So, the top edge is the hole with just 2 drill holes in it. Okay, the way about going about fitting this is put it on the panel at an angle, move it to the edge and push it down into the dowels here. Then all we have to do is move it up so it locks into Standard 5. Okay, at this point, just move it over and lock off your 2 cam locks. Okay, next component, Standard 3. This is why you have to assemble this unit in a certain order. Okay, Standard 3, drop down in position. Keep it at a slight angle and locate it into Shelf 2 first of all. Once you've located it into Shelf 2, all you have to do is pivot the standard round to then lock into the top cam locks. Okay, lean over, lock your cam locks up into position. And we're all fitted. Okay, we're almost at the end now. Next components, Standard 2. Very similar again. Lower into position. Lock 2 lower cam locks in place. Rotate the panel around.
Okay then, now we've got the front infill panel. Front infill panel is very simple to fit. We've got 3 cam locks to the rear. The cam lock towards the top goes to the top of the unit. It's simply a case of lowering into place and then reaching behind with the screwdriver and locking the cam locks in place. Okay then, moving on to the last part then. We'll be now fitting the base. At this point, I've rotated the unit so it's on its top. Okay, ensure that you get some help to do this because they're a very heavy unit. Okay, same as lifting the base. 2 people makes life a lot easier. So there's a number of drill holes and dowel holes in here. So you should have your dowels fitted by now. And we're just going to lift this, put it in place and move it around until it slots into position. Okay then, the base has now been fitted on the dowels to help position it. Bear in mind you don't have to fit all the dowels, just enough dowels to help you position the base. They're only for positioning. In your kit, you've been supplied with 70mm screws. This is to fix the base to the unit, so the dowels are not here to fit the base of the unit, it's only to locate. So at this point, screw your base in place. Okay then, now we have a fully assembled point of sale Audi A3 unit. So at this point it just has to be shuffled into position. Bearing in mind the base has got rubber feet, so if you push it over any obstructions on the floor, you will remove these feet off the base. So be gentle, get someone to help you move these into position. Okay, I hope this video has been of help and you find it as easy as I do to assemble these units.